Good morning,
I think we're
Rhoda.
live, yeah.
Yeah, I think we are. Good morning,
Good
Rhoda.
morning, Suemya.
How are you?
I'm not too bad, alhamdulillah. How are you?
Oh, I'm very well. It's so lovely to have you here with us today. For those of you that don't know,
Likewise.
thank you. For those of you that don't know Rhoda, she is a business coach, a mother of three, and she helps she helps visionary women get visible on social media so they can share their unique gifts with the world and create financial freedom for their children. Rhoda and I have been working together for some time, and it's lovely to have you here with us today. So let's start, Rhoda.
Thank you so much.
Why don't you take this opportunity and start by introducing yourself?
Hi, everyone. So my name's Rhoda. I think Suemya did a good job kind of like explaining what I do. I am a mum of three. I do business coaching. I do have another business alongside of that as well. Co-owner of a fashion, modest wear fashion line actually. And I do work in community as well, as a projects lead, so kind of like project development, funding side of things, so various different roles, but alhamdulillah. And I have been on a long journey, actually a short journey I would say, of kind of like working on my personal development, and it's been really amazing, because obviously if I was not doing that I would have not met you, Suemya, so
Oh.
yeah.
So, would you like to tell us what was going on for you before we started working together?
Yep. So before we started, I was kind of like in the beginning when I kind of like started the whole online coaching business, especially because prior to the coaching thing, I was doing like other things. So when I started, I I was like on a high, like I was so excited, but then I realized like slowly, what I was doing was literally just trying to copy what A, B, and C were doing, and I wasn't being my authentic self, and that led to me kind of like going back to that level where I started from before I started the whole online thing, where I was like mentally drained. I didn't know what I was doing. I felt unsatisfied with everything. I felt quite lost, to be honest, and I could feel the kind of like low moods creeping up, almost kind of like the depression that I faced before. And it was affecting me a lot. Like I didn't feel like that for years. So alhamdulillah, like I just managed to kind of like, it was just, I think we connected once when I was just kind of like looking at your posts, and I was like, do you know what, this is something that I need to be kind of like looking into, kind of like working towards like my healing journey. And it's definitely been a journey, but alhamdulillah, because you know how it wasn't that easy. Like I started and I had like loads of things going on in the summer.
Yes.
But thank you so much for your patience
No,
and
not at
for
all.
continuing like working with me.
Not at all.
It
No.
was a pleasure.
Yeah, healing journey does take courage to do. It's like you said, it's not easy. What did you think was the root cause of your symptoms? So, what did you think was the root cause of your mental drain, of your depression, of your loss and confusion? What did you think was the root cause of it all?
I think me not being myself, me trying to portray like someone else, or just trying like not doing things for myself, definitely.
Not
That has
being
to be
authentic.
it. Like it's just yeah, 100%. Not me not doing things for myself, kind of like thinking about what others think and pleasing others. I think that was the root cause 100% for me.
And then when we started working together, was the root cause something else?
Um, I realized then, like a lot of it stemmed from like my childhood. And it's something that I never ever actually kind of like considered or even thought about. But it just made so much sense. Like a lot of the negative things that I was doing was linked to my past and how I was as a child. I think as a child, like, like I come from a big family, the eldest of a large, very large family, and always responsible from a very, very young age. I never ever felt like a child, to be honest, like never. Like, so I was always kind of like doing things for others, supporting my parents, supporting other family members, and never ever putting myself first, to be honest. And if I ever wanted to, or even dared to, I'd always think of the consequences. Oh, what would so and so think, or what would happen? And it was never about me, never.
Yeah, and here you were trying to be visible and expand your business. And so, are you able to now see the link of how your past was affecting you from stepping into your authentic self, sharing your unique gifts, and putting yourself forward and your gifts?
Yeah, 100%. I kind of like started losing my way in terms of I lose that focus and that drive, and I struggle to kind of like communicate myself, and I'll be like really fearful when it comes to, for example, like now doing this live, something that I would never have done ever in my life. I did actually do several lives when I first started the whole online coaching thing, when I was on that high, but even then I think I wasn't there like mentally. But alhamdulillah, I'm glad to be here now, because I know it kind of like stopped me from doing so much, doing anything for myself, just because of like always thinking about what others kind of like thought of me and never putting myself first. So I think it's been really good kind of like going through that journey, going back, experiencing that, connecting the two together, and definitely being my unique self right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just, I've got goosebumps. I've got goosebumps. So how were the problems impacting your relationship with your children and your husband?
I think it really like, they'll always see me in like very low moods, and I've noticed like, so with my kids, like I've seen, especially my son who's almost 8, he's super sensitive just like me. I can see like so many things in him similar to me, and that kind of like makes me think, oh my god, like am I doing the right thing? Should I shouldn't be behaving like this. Like I'll be really low and they'll be around, and he'll come to me, like he'll literally just observes, and it reminded me of myself. So when I used to like kind of like look at like my mom or like a family member being low, like I would literally be so worried. I would think, oh my god, did I make them angry? Whereas they might be going through something completely different. And with my son, he'll come to me and be like, are you okay, ma? What's wrong? Like very, like he senses those emotions. And I'm glad that I'm not someone who hides those kind of things. Like I literally tell them, like I'm like, yeah, I don't feel good. Like I don't feel good. And sometimes we don't feel like, we're human, and sometimes there's our emotion kind of like goes up and down, and it's something that I never ever had in my life. Like I never had that kind of like example where someone would actually express and share like share anything about like when it comes to like emotions or mental health or anything like that. And I feel really happy that I'm able to do that now with my own kids.
You're a change maker. You're a change maker by doing so. Um,
Thank you so much.
so you were saying that your son was showing signs of sensitivity. Was that showing up for him at school as well?
Yeah, he that was showing up for him at school, which actually led me to take him out from school and homeschool him. And imagine, at when he was in school, I think, so they went to he went to so he was in school like reception year 1, and then just before, like literally, he was only in year 1 for like I think 1 term, and then I took him out, and there was so many things that he was doing. Like for example, he would literally come back home, and he would have like urinated on himself, and the teachers didn't even take notice. And there was this lack of communication, this thing where he wouldn't like express himself at all. He comes back from school, so I'll tell him, how's your day? It was always like blank, like literally not telling me anything. I know he was really shy, like he he didn't really make friends. When it came to like doing work, the teacher would just complain and be like, "Oh, he doesn't do his work. He just sits there." And I'm thinking, you guys need to kind of like find out, like figure out what's wrong with the child. Obviously something's bothering him. Um, and imagine now, like it's been 2.5 years since I took them out from school. If you see the way he's so confident, you'd be surprised. You probably think he was born like that, literally.
And
He's very social, like even though he's homeschooled, super social.
have you
Yes.
noticed since your healing journey and you've removed layers, has that have you noticed a difference in his behavior now?
Yeah, definitely. Like I've noticed himself, like so working in the community, sometimes I take them with me. There's like events and stuff. And before he would never participate. And now he'll be like, I'm strong, I can do this. Like he'll literally tell me. Sometimes he comes up with jokes like, oh, um, I, I have sensitive ears, so I don't want to go in there. But he's fine. Like I know he's fine. He just like, he's learnt to kind of like express himself very openly, which is really, really good because I know like if I didn't take that journey, if I didn't actually kind of like express myself to them, if I don't explain things to them, I know that he would have been in that state till now. And like he's almost 8, so and there's a lot going on when at that age. You're thinking about so many things. Um, they're very, I mean, both him and his sister, very, very confident. Like they're always talking about business and having their own like working from home and like um always talking about what I do. And it just makes me really happy because they're like my number one supporters,
Oh,
100%. So
I've got
it's so cute.
goosebumps.
Yeah,
They sound like
yeah,
they're your biggest cheerleaders, right?
100%. 100%.
I've got goosebumps. Do excuse me, because I know when I was working as a social worker and I was working with children who were emotionally detached, who were having, who showed signs of lack of confidence, self worth. It wasn't the children that were at fault. There was something that was happening at home. So it's when
Yeah,
we heal ourselves that ripple effect is profound, because not only will it impact your children, but it will be also generations to come as well. So
yeah.
this is just phenomenal, that you have been able to do this for your children. I've got goosebumps. Do excuse me. So how is this
Yes.
now going on? How was the problem impacting your business, and where are you now?
Um, I think it impacted me in a way where I didn't feel confident enough to kind of like show up, or I was just kind of like creating content, like just whatever, like just to like just what I thought was the right thing to do, like comparing myself to other kind of like business coaches and what they're doing online. And then I think it kind of like reached a level where I felt like I wasn't good enough, like I was not going to be able to reach those kind of levels, like the whole I feel like there's a whole show around the whole social media world where everyone just like expresses themselves in a way where I just would never, like it's just not me, like and I wouldn't want to express myself that way. I think especially as an introvert and as someone who's never ever kind of like I'm very quiet naturally, so it feels very off, like for me, like I'm like, no, I don't think I can do that. So I kind of like, it stopped me from doing a lot because I had no idea what to do. Like I was like, oh god, I don't know what to do. I can't reach those levels. I can't do what so and so is doing because it's just not me. So it did lead to a lot of confusion, 100%, where I just felt like, oh, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. What's the point? I'm just doing the same thing as everyone else. Like there's nothing unique there. So yeah.
And what's your business like now?
I think definitely doing things from a place of heart. Like I'm just being authentic, just being myself. I've still got a long way to go in terms of like doing more video content. Obviously, something that's in line with my own values. But in terms of like connecting with people, like I've connected with some amazing, amazing people. Like I've connected with people who like not just people like in terms of like clients. I'm talking about like people who just generally want to have a nice conversation with someone. And even a colleague of mine recently, who I'm actually doing the workshop I mentioned to you with, I mean the event I'm doing with, literally sent me a message the other day saying that since the first time she met me, like she just felt so motivated because of that positivity, and it just made me so happy, like to see that. Like for me, that feels like an achievement. Like I don't need to be earning like so much money to show that, I mean, to feel and experience that achievement. Literally knowing that there's people that I'm supporting, even if it's like passively without me realizing, it's a big achievement for me, definitely. Yeah.
It absolutely is a big achievement that people are seeing your talents for what it is and appreciating it.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. So
Yeah.
now, what was your, how was the problems that you were experiencing impacting your spiritual connection?
Um, Again, so when I first started the whole online, and I was on a high, and there was like, okay, so I don't know if I should say results, or in my head there was results, but and then when I started, like everything kind of like felt like it was going downhill, just because of the way I felt, like mentally, emotionally. um I felt like I struggled a lot, like spiritually. Like I just struggled so much. It was so hard for me to just do anything, even wake up for Fajr, or like sincerely kind of like make dua, and kind of like make time to read Quran, make time like kind of like focus on the deen. um I feel like I lost the whole, like I just lost that passion, which I've actually had from a young age. Like I've always been, alhamdulillah, like from a very very young age, like I would like really into, like I would read I'll pray like with so much, like um what's the word, khushu'. Like I would literally with so much concentration, where I felt that connection. um I kind of like lost all of that, to be honest. Like I just found it really hard. Like I was just a robot, literally just praying.
And now,
Yeah.
what's your spiritual connection like now after you've done your healing?
um Alhamdulillah, definitely, thank God, much much better. Still on a journey, but I feel like it's just much more peaceful, where I think I've centered my life. I'm trying to center. I'm not centered yet. I feel like I'm trying to center my life around my faith a lot more, and for me, it just makes so much more sense, and I just feel much much happier like that. Um, yeah.
And how was it, how were the problems for you in terms of your mental well being, mental and emotional well being?
Do you mean like prior or after
Prior,
we did
so
the healing?
before we started the healing
Prior
journey,
to that, I
how was it
was
impacting you
prior
emotionally,
to
mentally?
prior to that, to be honest, I was almost kind of like felt like I was experiencing depression again, which is something I've experienced a lot. And the last time I did experience that was when I had my first two kids 7, 8 years ago. And that was obviously postnatal depression, but it was literally, it was really bad. I mean, like, it was really bad, where I just felt like giving up on everything. And obviously, I had the kids at home because I'm homeschooling and trying to do various different projects, but I was struggling so much, where I was like, do you know what? I just need to stop. I kind of like took a step back from the whole kind of like online coaching thing. And I think I'm glad that I did, because I don't think, if I didn't, I think I would have, yeah, I think it would have spiraled out of control, and it would have affected my relationship with my family, my kids, my husband, 100%.
And how was it, how were the problems, the symptoms impacting you physically, your physical health, and your social well being?
Yeah, in terms of like physical health, I've, this is something that I've suffered from for a while, but I didn't really kind of like take note of. I'll just be like really sick for no reason. Like I'll just be really weak for no reason. like extremely fatigued. At times, like I feel really low where I'll go to the GPs, they'll do like the blood works and everything, and they're like everything's fine. Like I was literally experiencing burnout, like immense burnout. And I've experienced it several times where I end up in hospital for like literally 5 days straight, where they don't know what's wrong with me. And I definitely didn't want to reach that stage. Um, I think like you kind of like neglect yourself as well. Like you don't eat good, you just eat whatever, you know. I was just having like junk, which is something that I've been trying to work on for years. Like I literally just live on junk food or just snack throughout the day, never have anything like nutritious. Definitely. Um, I would say that's not me because I mean it's not me trying to like just eat whatever. It's me neglecting myself basically. I'm like whatever, you know, just eat whatever as long as you're as long as you're awake. That's it.
And what's it like now, since we've worked together and you've done your healing journey? What's it like now for you in terms of your health, physical health, and socially? Are you going out more? What's
Alhamdulillah, I think I feel super, super peaceful. In terms of socially, I think I forgot to mention that actually before. One, like, kind of like got deep into the healing, and I think it was the time when we were about to finish. I mentioned, remember, I went to several events, networking meetings, and it was really nice. Like, it felt so good being in that environment. And before that, I would have never ever like traveled by myself, like, got on a train and went to an event all by myself. And it just felt really good, kind of like doing that. Like, I really enjoyed it. It kind of like made me think. So, you know, like when I say I'm an introvert and I'm a quiet person, it depends on the situation. So if I'm in a, I feel I'm in a room where everyone like it, I'm in a room with people with similar minds, people like very positive who are very into kind of like their personal development, and that positivity does reach me 100%, and it makes me kind of like express myself with so much ease, as opposed to like if I go somewhere and it's usually just like visiting like family members or going to a place I don't want to go, like I literally become mute. I literally just keep quiet. But now I reach a level where I'm like, do you know what? I don't care what they think. If I don't feel comfortable, if I've got nothing to express, I'm going to keep quiet. If I've got something to share, of course I'm going to share it. But otherwise, it's good for my well-being to kind of like just be in my own space and not worry about what so and so is thinking.
Yeah, so you're prioritizing your energy and your well-being and saying to yourself, "This is important. This
Yeah.
matters to me."
Yeah,
That's
and with my physical, actually, I want to mention something because I've got a few positives since the last time we spoke. So with my physical, I don't know if it's physical or mental, but anyways, I've been like definitely feeling so much more peaceful. Like I just feel so much more zen. Um, Alhamdulillah, like it's such for me, it's such a big, big thing because I've always got 100 things in my head. Like I'm always thinking about so and so, like so many things, and oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to like just so many things in my head, and I feel a lot more clarity now. And I'm actually doing a cleanse where I've literally not had junk for today's day 18, and I've been doing it's a 21-day cleanse, something I never thought I would do, and never ever thought I would stop sugar ever in my life. Like I would not have sugar for one day, like for more than a day. I remember before we started, there was a time when I wanted to kind of like stop, and I was like, no, I can't do this. I literally stopped myself because I was like, I can't do this. I don't think I can do. I don't think I can survive. But I did it. I'm doing it now. Imagine like no sugar, no caffeine, like literally living a life where it's like eating like 3 meals a day, all nutritious, nothing processed, no takeout. It just feels really good that I'm able to do that, and I'm able to actually achieve that. Like that is something positive, 100%, something that I never.
well done.
I had comments as well from people, you know me, and the comment thing where they're like, how could you do that? Why are you limiting yourself? I'm thinking, what do you mean I'm limiting myself? I'm eating good. Like this is me actually eating good, and I'm limiting myself from things that are toxic, that are not good for me.
Yes.
I was struggling with gut health a lot. I don't know if I mentioned that to you when I
No.
first, so I was struggling a lot. So I had symptoms of a bacteria called Helicobacter, which I've had before.
Okay.
Um, I've had that ongoing since summer. So it was during the time when I kind of like expressed.
Oops. Hi, Rhoda. There we go.
Oh,
Got you
no, that's
back.
fine. Oh, sorry, but I don't know what happened. It was said reconnecting. Um, so I was talking about my gut health, and it was really bad. I was getting severe stomach aches. I was having severe indigestion, like severe nausea constantly. Everything I ate was making me feel sick. I would eat and I'll be like so bloated. Like I would eat just a small amount and I'll be so bloated and I'll feel really uncomfortable. I'll just have to lie down, and it was really affecting me, like mentally, physically. And I was actually meant to start antibiotics. Um, at the time before I started the cleanse, I was actually on omeprazole, which is an antacid that they prescribe. And to me, I'm the kind of person, I just hate taking any medication. I just don't want to have anything in my system. If I ever have medication, it would be like if I had a migraine, then I'll take painkillers. But otherwise, I try to kind of like keep it natural as possible. So my gut health was affected immensely, and it started when I was going through some stuff in the summer, and it just wouldn't go away at all. And since I've started the cleanse, the difference is unbelievable. Like just eating clean and just I was walking a lot. Like I'd go out and walk, like just do my own thing by myself, have time, make like um I was doing the morning routine for the past, like, I would say the past 2 weeks. The past week was a little bit of a struggle just because I've been having nothing to do with the food or anything like that. I've been having like really low blood pressure. You know why. Um, Otherwise, I what I was doing was actually making time for myself. So I'll wake up in the morning, like after prayer, and I'll just stay awake and just do my own thing by myself without the kids, do some breathing work, go for a walk and just relax. And I think
Yes.
that's something also that I've never ever thought I could do, because I always kind of like neglect myself. When it comes to like self-care and doing anything for myself, that was never ever my priority. That was like the last thing in my mind.
Yes, as mothers, we tend to neglect ourselves, so that's really good to hear that you are prioritizing yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, have you noticed any difference in your marriage since doing the work together?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've been communicating more, expressing myself in terms of like how I feel, that talking about mental health a lot more. Like I literally know that I've conversed with my husband. Like he before, he would just never, just wouldn't think about it, he wouldn't even believe in it. And now he's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's that's like signs of anxiety, or that's like, like the fact that he's recognizing it for me, honestly, is a big, big thing, because it's been it's been almost 11 years, and I've always struggled, to be honest. And I feel like he never understood the reason why. Like he just wouldn't understand like why I'm just not in a good mood, or why I'm just having low moods, or why I'm just sad. And now I think we reached a stage where I'm able to express myself. Oh, I don't feel good. Um, can you help me? Like, can you like even talk me? Like just have that conversation with me. Let's just talk. Um, we definitely 100%. And this is something I've not actually reflected on a lot. We definitely communicate much more when it comes to like emotions, feelings, mental health, 100%. And I think that's been helping me, because I think if he wasn't on my side, I don't think I could survive. Because to be honest, he's the only person I can like share those kind of things with. Um, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really, that's really That's wonderful to hear. It's that's lovely.
Yeah,
Um,
I
so
feel
what
emotional now. Yeah.
so what did you want for the future when when you decided to embark on this healing journey? What was it that you wanted for the future, for yourself, for your family?
First of all, I want to break that cycle, that generational like kind of like cycle. I want my kids to be strong. Like I want them to express themselves. I want them to be themselves, not care about what others think. Just do things for them, for themselves. I want to be able to help and support anyone else, kind of like who who has experienced similar kind of like things to me. Um, just like make like literally just live a more positive kind of like life. 100% for me, definitely now I know that I want to focus on my spirituality 100%. Like I want to center my life around it because I know that's when I'm most peaceful. um yeah, I want to help other women help their children as well. Like, so even if it's through business, I know that business is going to support you anyways.
Absolutely, that the business is a vehicle for the mums helping their children and supporting their
Yeah,
children
yeah,
financially is also, a means of helping their children.
yeah.
So, what was the key takeaway with the work that we did together?
um Sorry, when you say key takeaway, can you kind of like elaborate?
Yeah,
Or
sure. So, what was it for you that you learnt, or that you didn't weren't aware of before we started working together?
yeah, actually, yeah, I know that I'm good enough, like, and I'm capable, and I can do anything that I put my mind to. Um, I know I can be a leader in my field 100% now. I always thought myself, I always thought, oh, you need to have a certain number of followers, or you need to be earning a certain amount of money in order for you to be that, that leader. But that's not the case, I think, definitely. Like, some of the things I do now, like, I know that when I kind of like express it to others, they're like, no, oh my God, you're so strong. How do you do this? And I think anyone is capable if you just put your mind to it. Like anyone can do any of this if like you just work on yourself, like your healing journey, um, understanding and kind of like acknowledging that there's something going on which is causing you to, which is hindering your progress. So me understanding that, it's a big thing for me, 100%.
And what does your business look like now than what it did before?
Um, I definitely have a lot more clarity. I've got so many things planned out. I'll be kind of like starting my first workshop, hopefully after the event that I'm doing. And even the event is a big achievement for myself because never ever thought I would stand like in front of people and actually kind of like do a talk, even like planning it, hosting it, and everything. Something very very big.
So what's this
Something I was scared
event?
of before.
What's this event
Sorry.
about? Sorry, what's this event about and where is it
I
held?
actually called the event Inspire Me Sunday. So it's all about inspiring other women to kind of like do what they want to do, achieve their goals, dream big. Um, yeah.
It's amazing. And
But
have
I'm
you?
definitely going to share my journey like into the online space. That's what I'll be doing so that I can just hopefully help one person even.
That's incredible. Like you standing on stage now and inspiring
Yeah.
other women.
Well, talking about standing on stage, it's just a coincidence that the work that I do, so with the community work that I do, there's an organization that we're working with, and they've approached me recently to do a presentation on like how we kind of like work together in front of like loads of people, and I don't know any of those people, any of those other organizations. So that will be happening actually a few days before my actual event. So that will be a little bit of a practice run because with my event, I've got a few friends coming as well, so it will feel a little bit more, I think, informal, whereas that is a proper formal kind of like presentation that I'll be doing.
Oh,
So,
that's
but I'm glad to
amazing.
be doing it because I was almost about to stop myself. And then I remembered, like the work that I did with you, and I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not going to tell the organization that, no, I don't think I can do this. Why don't you give it to someone else? Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Well done for allowing
Thank you so
yourself to
much.
do this and helping other women. And so, what does your life look like now? How what do things look like for you now?
Definitely much more peaceful. Obviously, I'm a mom of three. I've got kids around all the time. So, but I'm definitely learning to kind of like control like my emotions around them, like not to be angry all the time. I feel like I was so angry and I don't even know why some of the time. Some of the time I have no clue why I was angry. And I could tell, like with my kids I've seen, they're very sensitive. That all of them definitely got it from me. Like all three of them got it from me 100%. And I've noticed, like when I'm nervous, like with the little one, I mean she's almost 3, she goes crazy on me. She literally goes so crazy on me. So I try to calm myself, do some breathing exercise. I try to do breathing exercise with them, and we kind of like, I try to talk to her so that she calms down. And I've noticed she likes that, that thing where I literally talk to her like one to one rather than shout at her, which is definitely something really good because I struggled with the first two. I just found everything so difficult. I was just so angry. I didn't enjoy like being a mum then. And I feel it's just much more peaceful right now, definitely. Obviously there's no such thing as perfection, and in life, like, we go through ups and downs. There's always so much happening or so much going on. But I think I cope much better. Like I've learned to definitely not dwell on things constantly, not overthink about everything. And that's what's been helping me a lot, 100%.
Oh, that's amazing. And before we end this live, do you have a message that you would like to share to to anyone that's listening?
Um, I've got so many things to share, but I think the biggest one is, um, if you feel yourself kind of like trying to work on your personal development, on your business, and you're still struggling, like, and you're trying everything, maybe look deeper. Like maybe there's something else that needs to be kind of like addressed. For example, your inner child, like definitely your healing journey. Like maybe you need to be healing from something that you're kind of like neglecting or kind of like pushing in your unconscious mind. I think that's I think that's what I would recommend. Literally, kind of like trying to figure out, okay, maybe the reason why business is not working out, or maybe the reason why your personal life is kind of like struggling, or you're struggling with emotions, is because you still need to do that inner work in order for you to actually progress.
I know before we worked together, you did mindset work. And so the
Yeah.
work that we did together, what did you find was very what the difference was between the mindset work that you had already done and the work that we did together? What did you find was different?
I think I think a lot of what I was doing, or a lot of what I kind of like learned, and was just like surface level kind of like mindset work. Whereas we have to go super deep, like literally deeper than we'd ever think, to unravel like what the problem for a particular issue is. Um, yeah, I'm trying to figure. I don't know how to kind of like elaborate, but I feel like with like general kind of like mindset, you literally just touching the surface. You're just literally like, oh, you need to be confident. Okay, but how can you be confident, and what is it that you need to do to be confident, or what is it that's stopping you from being confident? I think that's the difference.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for this interview. It's been lovely having you here with us today.
Thank you so much, Suemya. It's
And I
been my first live in probably 7 months, so
Oh, that's
thank you so
lovely.
much.
You're more than welcome, and I can't wait to continue watching your growth and your expansion. I send you all my love.
Thank you
Thank
so much.
you.
Thank you so much, Suemya.
You're more than welcome. More than welcome.